Welcome to day 3 of the Command the World Stage and Profit series. I am Naima Singletary, and today's topic is overcome the fear of you and your message being attacked. Overcome the fear of you and your message being attacked. So this is all about visibility for badasses. Badasses commanding the world stage. First of all, eating fear, commanding the world stage, and being paid. And mental toughness is so important in this. Mental toughness. And I will perhaps do another video on that, but I'd like to read something to you first. Visibility helps others see themselves in you. This is a quote. Visibility helps others see themselves in you. You cannot change hearts and minds if you are invisible. And this is from Nikki Barua, maybe that's how you pronounce the last name. This is a woman who showed up in my LinkedIn feed. I'm going to repeat this. Visibility helps others see themselves in you. You cannot change hearts and minds if you are invisible. Now, this topic of overcoming the fear of others judging you or attacking you and your message. The reason why I use the word attack and not judge is because underneath it, especially for women, dealing in power and hitting on messages, whether your message cuts at something as it relates to the biology of a woman, anything related to the power of a woman, whether that's her body, whether that's her mind, her thinking, her decision-making. So that can touch so many things, her business, her choices to give birth or not give birth, how she dates, her sexual choices, the life she lives, who she leads, the way she breathes. I mean, like all the things, right? The more core we get, and I know that now's the time with the heightened propaganda of fear, right? This being in a recession now, the contraction that we're in as a world, okay? This way that people are pulling back now and are glued to consuming so many fear-based things and allowing that to govern their choices, governing how they spend, governing who they date, governing whether they divorce or not, because it's cheaper to keep her or him, right? Versus saying, now is my time, like letting that fuel you to come out. Okay, now is my time. Now is my time to end any kind of fear that I've allowed to control my decision-making, to get on camera unapologetically, eat fear and say what needs to be said. Because, and there's so many reasons, I'll just give you 2. 1, you're never gonna know until you put it out there. 2, if it's burning in you, there are people who wanna hear it. You are not burning alone. You are not burning with a message in your, please, please, please don't think that if something is burning in your heart, that it's with you in the middle of the night. It's when you're having a conversation with somebody, it's like ruminating, and you have a hard time being present in daily simple conversations because it's back there. You find yourself doing something you have to do or need to do, and that's back there. Okay, you're getting all kind of synchronicities that's telling you, bring this out, say it, speak it in a real way, consistently, organize the message, put it out in the marketplace. If your message is in you like that, I need you to trust me on this. Trust your heart, trust you. Bring that message forth. Okay, so now this topic, 15 minutes. I'd like to reiterate for those of you who are here for the first time. 8 a.m. Pacific, I am here every weekday until July 22nd. 8 a.m. Pacific, every weekday, I'm here for 15 minutes at 8 a.m. Pacific. This topic of overcoming the fear of you and your message being attacked. A key area of dealing with fear of any kind, like I'm talking about it within this context, but any kind of fear, is to look at the vision, because the vision pulls you. Fear contracts you. You want to find what pulls you to go, what almost you can't even stop it. Like, as much as fear may be pronounced in your life right now, once you connect with the real purpose of it. Connect with the real vision of it. Fear doesn't have the same kind of grip on you. So how you overcome this fear of you and your message being attacked, judged, you being rejected by your existing milieu, sit down with a piece of paper and write out. Don't just think about it. Look at it, because studies have shown that if you write something down, you're 20% more likely to move on it. Go look it up, okay? Sit down and think about why this message is important for you to share. If you're already on camera sharing a message, but you've been sort of half-assing what you really want to say, right? I know what this looks like. You've been saying and talking, but what you really want to say, they might come out. Why is it important for you to say that message? I want to recommend a podcast for you. It's Kelly Roach's podcast. Kelly Roach, Kelly with a Y, Roach, the way Roach is spelled. And she did a podcast 5 days ago, I think, and she talked about why now's the time, for many of the reasons I just named, about the recession, the energy that a lot of people are in, the mental toughness that's required now, the commitment like never before. Listen, that's a different, right? What game are you playing? If you're playing a game to create freedom in your life, go listen to Kelly Roach's podcast and really recommit like never before in this recession. Wealth is, anyway, okay, so in the podcast, Kelly talks about, and I wholeheartedly agree, like when she said this, it's like, yes, I've been intuitively knowing this. But many of you intuitively know things, but you are so used to not responding that you've actually trained yourself to keep your intuitive knowings on the side and moving from logic and obligation and because I'm scared, because whatever, right? And if you keep getting the same result, if you keep feeling unfulfilled, if you keep feeling like you know you're meant to be saying this or doing this, now, where we are as a globe right now is the time to bring forth what you've always wanted to say. What even you feel some eroticism behind saying, right? You feel like a shit starter if you start saying it. Maybe you feel like you're being ungrateful. I had a client tell me that on Monday, like, I feel like I'm supposed to be like, I can't be ungrateful, as if I can't, desire much more. Like, be grateful for what you have because you're lucky to even have that. Like, listen, yes, great. I am grateful for this. And yes, she is grateful. And the truth is, when we start writing things down the way I told you to do here, what the real vision is, why does it matter to tell this story? Why does it matter to have a recurring $8,300 a month? Why? What feeling will that give you? What will that give you for your family? What kind of freedom of choices will you have because you're making this money now? That with your current income level, you feel bound and you can't live where you really want to live. You can't travel where you really want to travel. You can't go to the gym that you really want to go to. You can't have the spa treatments that you really want to have. You can't give to your mom or your children or whoever the way you really want to go, the way you really want to, because you don't have the freedom of choice, because your money is limited because of the choices that you make, because you're locked behind fear. You're locked behind being attacked. You're locked behind making a mistake. Now is the time to make mistakes. That's another thing Kelly talked about. And it is so true. Oh my God. Like, finding what really works for you. Like, when I say for you, I mean you and the people you serve. Okay, like what really lands versus just putting out what you want to put out because you want to put it out. There's a place for that for sure. Like, that's like hobbyish, right? But if you're really looking to be profitable in your visibility, what is landing with your people that's really coming from the heart of you? So trying different things you want to say. It might not just be one thing you want to say. It could be like 3 things you want to talk about. Something related to sex, something related to like, literally, I sent out an email to my list yesterday and I said, hey, I know not every woman cares about tapping into one of those most profound spots of power on her body, the clitoris. I know not every woman cares about knowing that power source in her, or who cares about knowing her sexual self. So I'm not going to be emailing my entire list about sexual power. You need to let me know explicitly that you desire to learn about your sexual self, to heal your sexual self, to discover the depths and nuances of your own body. And, or how about this? Rape fantasies, right? Oh my God, I can't talk about rape fantasies. People are gonna think that I'm gonna look like a whore. I'm gonna look like a slut and yeah. And I actually put that in the subject line. The subject line said, rape fantasy or nah? Question mark. Listen, what is in your hearts of heart to talk about? What do you know that you look around and you say, people don't know this? Why is nobody talking about this? Like, this is critical. Like, if you have something that's in you like that, that's burning, please bring it to the marketplace, please. Because last time I checked, which was yesterday, 35 or 45 women sent me their email saying, yeah, I want to be on this list on clit power, clit, C-L-I-T, clit power. See, now that came about because I personally know, if you don't know, so I've been working with women with courage and power for 11 years. Started off as courage. And as I started to develop this courage thing and serve women in that domain, serve women in the domain of coming into power with money, etc. Well, power, just all the beginnings of that work led me to power. One of the things that came up that when I started my career as a coach, I was not thinking sexual power. That came out during a really dark time in my life where, you know, the inner, like I had more time with my inner than I had in my adult life. Okay. And the need for sexual healing, the need for sexual awareness of oneself, the need for tapping into that power that's in every human being. And it's in women exclusively in a distinct way because we have a clitoris, because we have a womb. There's a power that you have by the sheer nature of being born with a clitoris and a womb that men don't have, they will never have, regardless of hormones they take and the operations to convert to a woman, they will never have it, okay? Most women have no idea of the value of that, the power of that, because, you know, I'm not about to get all into this, but so much story has been built around it over centuries that so many women, we reject our bodies. Like, we want to be mothers and come out into the world and do amazing things. We want to heal people and help people. But when we start getting into the nuances of your clitoris, which has thousands upon thousands of nerves, and it's the only organ on your body that has that many nerves, do you know how much power is in your clitoris alone? The intelligence in your womb, most of us have been taught to, sex is overrated and ill. You know how many people feel ill about their clitoris? You know how many women don't even like their smell, don't get familiar with themselves by touching themselves, who, right? Now, I know, because like I said, when I came into this awareness of how much sexual healing, first of all, is needed for practically every woman, unless you just happen to be lucky enough to be raised in a home where her mother sat her down, talked to her, taught her, okay, which most women do not get that, okay? We get the opposite of shame and all that built around our most powerful power center. And I didn't see anybody out here talking about healing sexual trauma. And it was burning in me to get it out in 2014. And boom, I brought it out. And I made over $200,000 in 2 years helping women heal sexual trauma. And all I did was talk about the shit that was burning in me to talk about. And it landed. You know, asking for what you want in the bedroom, touching yourself to get to know yourself, slowing down, moving your own energy in your body with your hands down in your womb area. Oh my God, just so many. And then raunchy stuff that people felt like was, oh, that's inappropriate, like not running from sensation. Just because you're married doesn't mean you don't feel a tingle when you look at another man. That doesn't make you bad or wrong. Like, you are an electric walking being, especially when you are in your body. You're not in rejection of your body. You are not shaming yourself unconsciously. You are alive. You're eating well. You're like getting sun and you're out there. Many things will stimulate you. You look at the fucking sky and your clitoris can be on fire. You know what I mean? Just alive with life. You live here in this California sun. It's alive in a whole new way that I've never felt it anywhere else on the planet. And if you are doing wealth consciousness work and you are meditating and you are clearing your unconscious and you are eating well and you are working at a heart level and you're alive like this, a lot of things are going to stimulate you. And so I was like, why are people not? So this is possible for you. This is why I say, if something is burning in you, to bring it out, but you're not bringing it because you scared people going to attack it. I had a woman tell me last week inside of Unshakable Visibility that she was talking about women coming into sexual healing, sexual power, and people telling her she's wrong for that. That's too much. No, listen, girl, that's not going to go away. If she keep pushing that down, let me tell you something, she's going to start having problems. She can't even, headaches, backaches, feet gonna hurt, her womb, she gonna start having irregular periods. This is what happens to women who lock things down. And I've seen it in myself, I've seen it in other women, and we've been trained to do this though. Like, we get a lot of support, even from the men that we're married to. The guys we're dating, girlfriends, like she said, people in her life, friends, family, telling her, no, that's But when it's purely in you, you cannot, you can try to push it down and be responsible and all that, all you want. Whatever is raw and pure in you, pure. That's why I say if it's burning, it's real. If it's burning, it's real. And you can push it down all you want with, what's that, with modesty and, yeah, your back gonna be hurting. Your neck, that's why NDRE, remember that song? Now your chest burns and your back aches from 15 years of holding the pain, and you'll never be happy and you'll never be whole until you see the beauty of gold. What'd she say? Get it together, heal your body. Get it together, heal your heart. Yeah, whatsoever you sow, you will reap. Remember that? Get it together. Ooh. When I tell you how much healing I did just from listening to that song in my house, in the car. Y'all remember that? Let me open up YouTube and see who here with me. Get it together. She said, your chest burns and your back aches from 15 years of holding the pain, holding what you really want to say, trying to be responsible, trying to look good, trying to make sure your mama don't, make sure your husband, make sure they don't, if they disagree, yeah, that's what's in store for you. And the woman who was talking to me last week, I'm telling you, her energy was sluggish. And I told her, I said, you sluggish in here, you tired, you all this. I said, you're going to have to get that out. And that's what's going to happen. So let me wrap this up. Oh, I'm already at 15 minutes. I got to go because I went over time yesterday. But I'm really excited to see people come out. So here's what's happening. So I have shifted. Okay. Okay. Let me really drop into this. Okay, I'll actually either do another video or talk more about this tomorrow. Unshakable Visibility, the name has changed, the date has changed, how long it has changed. Click the link with this video to go take a look, okay? Yeah, I can tell I could be really long-winded with what I want to say right now, but I'm already at time. So I love you, women, I love you so much. I have such a deep desire. You see how I'm able to keep bouncing back no matter what I keep. Now, my goal is to not have to retreat for 1, 2, 3 months, because that has been my pattern, where I retreat for 1, 2, 3 months. This is the pattern I'm looking at breaking. And I have a connection and a knowing that just will not quit. This is pure and raw in me. And so I'm getting myself some support, and I'm breaking a pattern, and I have so much to say. And you guys already know this, how powerful we are. You already know this. But we live in a world that tells us to ignore. What we have is primal. It's like, like that is what is inside of all women, all of us, all of us. But we get into this world that tells us to, oh, traditional. Traditional is loaded with lies and patriarchy and the suppression of women. Loaded. It's not loaded with divine masculine. Tradition is not loaded with divine masculine. That's the fucking problem. If tradition was loaded with divine masculine, do you know how much more power would be running this world? Real power, love power, heart power will be running this world. The reason why we're in the fucking shit show that we're in is because toxic power has been allowed to dominate this fucking globe. So I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I know what's true because I'm tapped the fuck in and ain't nobody squashing this. None ya. So I'm breaking the pattern. I'm bringing the women who ready to fuck, because y'all already know. Every woman already knows. We shapeshift with our husbands. We lock shit down behind modesty, behind motherhood, behind responsibility, and being a good person and decent. And when the truth is, when you are born with a womb and a clitoris, you are the most ravishing thing walking planet Earth. And that's a fact. That's not my opinion. That's not my passion. That's a fact. So nobody can sell me no story. And I'm here to unleash every woman who's ready to get rid of her motherfucking back pain, get ready to burn it, get rid of the burning in her chest, her foot pain, her swollen ankles, her chronic migraines, dry pussy, disconnection from her body, locked throat. Bitch, that's sick as fuck. That's sick. And I've seen it in myself. So we got work to do. See, we got patterns to break. I'm over time. Fuck it, is what it is. We got patterns to break. We got hearts to tap into. We got heart. You want female power, but you want to talk to me about tradition? Bitch, talk to me about some divine shit. These niggas running around. Girl, listen, most men have no idea what they're talking about. Listen to them. Most of them don't know. And actually, it's not even their fault that they don't know. We've all been born into this shit. We've all been born into this shit. Like, it ain't like you had a chance to be alive when women was revered and men knew that women had the medicine. They knew. And that's part of what made them start suppressing shit. They knew women was the source and a connection and an intelligence that they didn't have. They knew. See, you didn't have a chance to experience that. But see, when you get intimate with your womb, you know that. Even if you never read it in a book, when you sit down and you get quiet enough and you allow yourself to feel all the sensation, which is scary. It's scary as fuck to be a woman who's been disconnected from your body and then get into a practice where you start reconnecting and you start knowing shit that nobody ain't talking about, and you start feeling like a weirdo. You start feeling crazy. All the messages around you is telling you to shut up, and y'all need to get off this social media that's telling you shit that helps you further disconnect from your highest intelligence. Your womb, your pussy, your vulva, deep in your unconscious, you know this stuff. You know this. You are powerful beyond measure. Marianne Williamson told y'all, your deepest fear is not that you are inadequate. Your deepest fear is that you are powerful beyond measure. And that is absolutely true. And I'm telling you, when you get connected in the way that only a woman connected with her womb and her pussy can get, nobody can fuck with you. That's what we need on this motherfucker. That's what we need. Look around. Look, this world is fucking sick. And only people who are connected, who are in their hearts, who are telling the truth, the absolute truth, are going to thrive, are going to be vibrant and alive, well, healthy, no matter where they live on the planet Earth. All right, so I went over time. That's what it is. This is where we're, listen, and I've been saying this, and to house this kind of power, to be working with women in power is a challenging feat. And I'm finding ways now to learn how to use my energy in ways that's not pulling people. I'm not pulling people. You're in, you're out. We cutting this shit, all right? So I'm so here for women. I'm so here for the women who really are ready for the rawness of who you are naturally. You're not digging, reaching, you're not making nothing up. It's who you are. Because we're getting rid of the chest burns and the back aches. Go to YouTube and search for that. It's the India Ari, isn't it? The India Ari album where she has on the white head wrap and the white. Go listen to that. Heal your body, heal your heart. We getting rid of the chest burns. We getting rid of the back aches. We getting rid of the chronic anger. Okay, we getting rid of this disconnect. We got so much work to do in the 5 days visibility for badasses. I might change the name. Point is, we getting you into power. 5 days. We start at the end of July. Link is with this video. Please join me if you about what I'm talking about. Okay, you are loved. You are powerful beyond measure. It's just a fact that you're powerful beyond measure, no matter what you feel like right now, because you might feel weighed down. Listen, mental toughness, you're gonna need to develop that. And we helping you do that. Mental toughness, let's look around. Girl, get off all, girl, I gotta go. I see y'all tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific. I will be back here tomorrow. I love you so much.